Okay, so we should be all set, and we'll see if I think there were two ladies that were hopefully going to be able to join us as well. But again, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Madeline Bean. I'm an associate here at America's Promise Alliance. I'm fairly new to the team, only been here a little over a month. I'm from Indiana originally, and I went to Marquette University in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I'm excited to talk with you all today.
Yep, and I'm Brittany Moore. I also started on the Alliance Engagement team about a month ago as well. And originally I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I went to the University of Michigan. And yeah.
Okay, so it looks like I just got an email from somebody else who was supposed to be joining us. She should be jumping on in a second. But if you all wouldn't mind just briefly introducing yourselves, saying your name, where you're from, maybe what year you are in school, and then we'll move on to more substantive stuff.
Okay, I'll go ahead and start. My name is
Jacob. Can I make one other comment quickly? If while you're not talking, you could mute yourself, it helps eliminate a lot of the background noise, and it will make the recording come through a lot clearer. So just click that little microphone with the X through while you're not talking.
Okay. My name is Jacob Snuffer, and I'm from Wyoming East High School in southern West Virginia. And I heard about America's Promise Alliance through my Students Against Destructive Decisions chapter. And I just really think it'll be a good opportunity. And so I'm really excited to be on the call here with you guys today, and hopefully we'll learn a lot. Thanks.
My name's Matt Rocktashel, and I'm a junior in high school. I'm originally from Crofton, Maryland, but I go to the Milton Hershey School, which is a residential school. And I heard about America's Promise through my Student Government Association. My advisor thought that it would be a great opportunity for me to reach out with other students and connect from all across the country. And it's really what my primary goal is, because I'm interested in how we would like to fight the dropout rate and things like that.
Great, and it looks like Selena, you were just able to join us.
Hi, yeah, I just figured out how to get to the Hangout spot. I was on the invite page trying to figure out how to get to here and just figured it out.
So sorry about that. Yeah, I was explaining a little bit before. We've had some shuffling around on our end here too, so I apologize for any confusion there may have been.
It's fine. I'm just glad I made it.
Yeah, so if you wouldn't mind briefly introducing yourself to the group.
Sure. Hey guys, I'm Selena, and I am a 12th grade senior at Stanton College Preparatory School in Jacksonville, Florida. My graduation is actually tomorrow, so I'm almost done with high school.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great. And Christian.
Hello, my name is Christian Wilson. I'm a junior, well, just graduated junior, so now I'm a senior in Nicky Rowe High School in McAllen, Texas. I'm 16 years old, and I heard of this through my program that I work for called Crossroads Program. It's a program where we teach young kids to teenagers how to find jobs and how to make it in the world through leadership.
Awesome. So nice to meet you all. So again, if you wouldn't mind just muting your screen when you're not talking. But the format of today's conversation is really just going to be open discussion. We did send along two articles for you all to read before today. Did everybody have a chance to do that?
Yes.
Cool. So again, it's just kind of an open forum for you all to interact and reflect however you want based on those articles. So I'm going to leave it kind of open to you to choose which one we start with, and if somebody just kind of wants to put their reflection on either of those pieces out there, we can kind of go from there.
Well, actually, if you don't mind, I would like to start with the kindergarten article. I read that one, and actually I was very intrigued at everything that was involved with it. I decided that to get ready for this, because I wanted it to be a very interactive discussion, I would do an interview with my schools and counties curriculum director who does the curriculum for kindergarten schools here in my area, and I talked to her sort of about what the article was mentioning on how kindergarten has changed over time. And she had said that even in a small town like mine, it has as well, because people across the country keep raising the bar because they want better test scores. But really, at such a young age, it's important to work on socialization skills and socialization mechanisms to where kids can learn to, first of all, be kids, to where they can grow up the way that all kids are supposed to. And secondly, if we stress them out with test scores and arithmetic and reading and push too much on them right whenever they start school, then they aren't going to be successful because they're going to hate it so much. I know sometimes I don't like school because they put too much on me, and so I don't think it would be any different for kindergarten kids as well. And I know for me, it was a lot different in kindergarten because just like in the article, my kindergarten experience was playing on the playground, and the worst time for me was nap time. But nowadays, it's a lot different, and I think that's really a serious problem that we have.
Oops, Selena, I think you're muted. Selena, we can't hear you at all. Let's see. I'm not getting anything. Does somebody else want to jump in there?
I just found it interesting how the article, it really focused on how some of the mechanical, really how a kindergartner develops, and how they really they're lacking in some of like the fundamental mechanical needs that they aren't developing as when they start with the higher level math and higher level reading. They jump right into learning that they lack in necessary skills and movement that kids they need. And I mean, when I was younger, I mean, we used to run around and play and really interact with the students, and I couldn't understand being in a classroom for for 8 hours in a day as a 6-year-old. It just doesn't really I don't understand that.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I was just saying that I actually have a little brother who just finished kindergarten this year, and so I kind of have heard him walking around the house and talking about how he doesn't like school anymore because he has to do so much reading and so much math. So it is definitely different from when I was growing up. But one thing I want to say though is that I feel like the push for a more academic-based kindergarten now is because of the increased competition that we experience every day. Because there's always going to be that one kid who, goes through all of this and ends up excelling, and then everyone will hold that kid as the example, and then all of the school districts are going to try to tailor their education system so that they can produce more children like that. And unfortunately, that just doesn't work for every kid because every child has their own little process and they develop at different speeds. So although it did work for maybe like a couple of the kids, I think sometimes educators tend to overlook all of the times that it didn't work for the other students and only focus on the successes, and that can be misleading for many reasons.
Mm-hmm. Christian, do you have any thoughts? Nope. Okay, well.
Sorry, I couldn't find the mute button.
No, you're fine.
Can you restate the topic again?
Well,
Huh?
well, just kind of in whatever your reflections may have been on that piece
Okay.
about
Sorry. Kindergarten kids taking tests. I feel like I agree with Jacob how it can affect them drastically. I see how it can make them excel, through scholar. Make them more of a scholar. But sorry, I'm gonna just skip this. Sorry.
You're fine. Okay, do we want to, anybody have any other thoughts on that, or do you want to switch to the other article?
There is one other thing that I did want to mention. In my town, there's this school called Montessori Tides, and they're a Montessori school. So basically what a Montessori, I'm sure you guys already know, but just in case, it's one of those schools where kids can go and kind of explore everything and work at their own pace. So they don't have a regimented daily schedule. They just do what they want and kind of explore the fields that they're interested in. And I feel like that's actually a really great way to learn. And perhaps instead of moving kids towards learning more sooner, perhaps they should educators should consider allowing students to have time to explore and have time to do kind of like personal research and have that hands-on experience by doing what they love first so that they can better find their passions early on. And I think that would be a more productive model for a lot of early educators to follow.
I think that definitely relates to the second article as well, as if it's almost like a liberal arts education for a kindergartner.
Mm-hmm.
I believe if we can figure out some sort of blend, because obviously a 6-year-old is definitely going to need some sort of structure, and they can't really write their own curriculum. I believe if educators are able to find that perfect medium, there would be a lot more improvement down the road. But definitely, obviously, if the kids are getting to be able to learn what they want to learn, they're going to excel and they're going to be doing a lot better than just regimented math, arithmetic, things like that. I think that was a great point.
I'd like to add something to that as well, as pertaining to the whole college article, as well is from what Selena was saying, it's important for kids to be able to learn at their own pace. Well, actually, I've done a little bit of research, and there are some colleges that are starting to do that. I know New Hampshire University is starting to partner up with Clemson's University's Dropout Prevention Center, and they are working on a curriculum that they call competency-based learning against seat-based learning, which means that they're going to try and test kids on the skills that they need to have to be at the next level instead of testing them on a time-based scale. So I think that's very important because not only does it give a chance for kids that can excel a chance to move on to where they can reach better heights, to where they can do what they love to do quicker, and they don't get bored and they don't drop out of school because of that. But it also gives the children a chance that do need extra time to where they don't have to worry about failing because there's no such thing, because it's all about learning what you need to know instead of whether you pass a grade or not. And I think that's very important because not only can it help the student get a degree, but it can help their self-esteem as well, because no kid likes to hear that they've failed. And I think the whole point of failing is a very negative connotation, and I don't like that.
I think you all are kind of in an interesting situation, looking particularly at that second article about liberal arts university education, because you all still are in high school or have just graduated. So I'm interested to hear, as high school students what your personal kind of outlook is on the idea of an education that you design or that you fulfills what you are interested in.
Exactly, it directly affects us. I mean, really, a lot of what goes into play and how we decide our colleges is how the college plans to teach us. I mean, the overall claim of the article is what's the best form of higher education, and whatever the best form of higher education is, whatever is best for the student, and it's up to us to decide what's really the best.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, definitely since it is my senior year, I've kind of gone through this whole thought process of, applying to schools and seeing the offers that I get back, and then really thinking about what type of education I want. Like, what do I want to experience over the next 4 years? And I did apply to a couple of those hippy dippy liberal arts schools, I guess, and a couple of more conventional, 4-year college universities with, colleges of arts and sciences, engineering schools, and things like that. So, yeah, I've thought a lot about this, and I think I mainly do agree with the author of this article and his idea of the new literacy. I think that's kind of he mentions it on page 3, and I feel like it's kind of important because in the 21st century, technology is all around you. I mean, I feel like there's no way you can get away from it almost. So having that more applied science background is going to serve you no matter what you do. But then at the same time, you do want to have a more liberal arts background to be able to analyze text and really understand what you're doing and understand the purpose behind what you do, because I feel like that's the most important thing. With education reform and with everything that we do, like, we're doing all these things for a reason, and I think it's important to not lose sight of that, because at the end of the day, that's really what counts.
He mentions mental cross-training. It's really, I like how he puts it, because it's crossing the blend between mathematical and really learning how to think in oneself. But I also like how he points out how colleges, it's necessary for them to have experiential learning, such as internships and being exposed to the workforce, because that's such an important aspect that a student really needs to obtain. Understanding how to work with people and understanding the content that they're learning is crucial for a student as they go throughout their career.
I'd like to add on to what you're saying. I know for 3 years, my high school is more of a school that focuses on the basics of education and learning. We do the trig, and then we do pre-calculus. We do just about every sort of thing. And then in English, we know how to write every type of essay. And all of that stuff is important. But I think in today's society, where specialization is becoming more and more important, I think it's important for us to branch off as we go on in our public education, to where whenever we go to college, we're already prepared and suited for the degree that we actually want to pursue. That way, whenever we actually get into the job force, we are prepared enough to where we can do it to the best of our abilities and provide the best for our communities.
I just think it's
Yeah,
hard.
I agree.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I just think it's hard for a high school student to know completely and full 100% what they want to do. I mean, 80% of college students, they change majors in college. So, I mean, having an idea of what you want to do is good, but I don't think that we should have, like, boot camps in high school to the point where they need to be specialized to the point where they need to know exactly what they want to do. I think the author has a really good point of needing a balance.
I absolutely agree with you there. I would just like to say I'm not suggesting at all that we were to do just specialization. I love the idea of keeping a well-balanced education, because that's what I've learned, and I know that it's going to help me later on in life, not only in the workforce, but to where I can live my daily life to the best of my abilities, to where I can pay my bills, to where I can write a newspaper article if I'm ever asked to. But also, I think, like you said, it's important to have a balance to where we do have a little bit of specialized knowledge. That way, whenever we go to college, we're not just lost on whenever we want to specialize in something. You know what I mean?
Ooh, Selena, we can't hear you again.
Selena?
Yep, we lost you again. I don't know what's happening. I'm so sorry. Okay, well, maybe just in the last few minutes, because I don't want to hold you all too long, do any of you have a final question to ask?
You want me to?
Sure.
Hi, let me lean on in here. I arrived a few minutes late. My name is Melinda Hudson, and I work here, and I work closely with the board of directors. And I'm so thrilled to hear your good analysis about the balance and your insights and the research that you've done. And so thank you for making this a great and lively conversation just for an observer like me. So what I wanted to ask you guys in this moment is, where do you see yourselves in? And this is hard based on what you were just saying, but if you could just wave a wand, where would you be in 5 years? Where would you see yourself?
Well, I know for myself personally, I would like to be in law school in about 5 years, to where I would be on my way where I could be able to be a lawyer later on in life. I also want to have my undergraduate in political science and maybe go into politics later in the future. And one reason why I wanted to apply for this is because I felt it was necessary to represent people in my age group, because I know around where I am, my generation is labeled as a lost generation and a generation that doesn't really know what they're doing. But I want to prove to people that that is absolutely not true, and that if you give people my age a chance, that they will prove people wrong, and that they will show that they're willing to do everything that they can to help their communities and to help the country.
In 5 years, I see myself in my senior year in undergraduate, because I'm still a junior in high school right now. But I have aspirations, so I would love to major in architecture at a college of my choice. That's probably the biggest thing on my mind right now, so I have to decide on one. And but in the meantime, I hope to have as big of an impact as I possibly can. I want to work as hard as I possibly can and do what I can to make a difference in the community, wherever I am. Whatever campus I'm on, I hope to be a difference. I hope to make, just to be a little bit of a smile to everyone around me. And by working hard, I hope I can complete my goals and just make everyone's experience around me better along the way.
Selena, can you try again? Oh, we can't hear you.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
you can email us.
Yeah, send us a note if you want
Send
to
us
give us your final thoughts, because we'd love to hear them. Okay, I'm so sorry that there seems to be some sort of glitch in the audio. But I just want to thank you all again so much for your time. This was a really great conversation, and I think we're all so impressed and excited for the future, knowing that there are some awesome high schoolers like you guys throughout the country. So thank you so much for your interest, and we'll be in touch, and have a great summer. Enjoy your summer break. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys so much. It was really nice speaking with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Namaste.
Bye.
Yeah.